radio is a very personal medium. I make sure that I'm very genuine when I do my show. I would say radio totally happened by chance. It was destiny that brought me here.
How long have you been working in Vice?
20 years now. Like I go on air and I talk about my cats.
Yeah.
So I said, yeah, hi, how can I help you? And he said, madam, I need a job. So I was like, I said, I don't know how I'm going to help you with that because.
Hello, I'm Keerthana Susanth from 11D here from Networking Task. Today, I'm here with the senior radio journalist and host of Live with Hit on Hit 96.7 FM. Today, I'm here with the one and only RJ Maya Kartha. Ma'am, thank you so much, ma'am, for taking time off your busy schedule to interview with me.
Always a pleasure.
So, how are you doing today?
Very good, Keerthana. Pleasure meeting you.
Yes, you.
How are you doing?
I'm very good too.
Okay.
Yes, so let's kick things off by delving into your career as an RJ. How did you get started in the radio industry?
I would say radio totally happened by chance. It was destiny that brought me here. I never thought I would ever come into radio. It was more or less a time when, television was very popular and we were all a part of television basically. And one of my friends, like Naila, was the one who, we were friends back then also. And she suggested that, she got this job and I try it as well. So I wasn't very keen because I was planning to go to the US to do my higher studies. My sisters were there already. And then I told my parents about it and then they were like, give it a shot. If you don't like it, you can always go back to the US. So I just called up our manager then, and I had a conversation with him, and he said, "Okay, send me your CV. Let's see how things work." And in 3 weeks' time, I'm here. So destiny, I would say.
So, how long have you been working in Vice?
20 years now.
20 years. So you're old as Vice person.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So that's incredible. So what motivated you to become an artist? Is there any intuition?
That's what I said. I never ever dreamt that I would become an RJ.
Okay.
I thought I would probably be pursuing psychology and then probably I would be in the US just like my sisters. So I would not say I don't think I have an answer to that. Like what motivated me? Probably what motivated to stay in this is the fact that the job is interesting.
Interesting.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you share some memorable moments or experiences that you had as an artist?
See, radio is a very personal medium. It's a medium that really connects with you on a daily basis. We're talking to our listeners on a daily basis. So when you have somebody to whom you tune in every day, there automatically comes in a sort of a connect. They feel, our listeners feel we are their friends, and they think they can approach us at any time. So what happens is sometimes our listeners just walk into our office. They would just want to see us just like that, and just want to click a picture or just want to talk to us. So I very vividly remember an instance when one of our listeners he walked into our office. He did not have a prior appointment. He did not even know whom to meet. So he comes into the office. At the reception he says he wants to see somebody from Hit FM. And from the reception I get a call. It was probably in the evening. So I was in the evening. I was there in the evening, and they said, Maya, there's somebody who has come to see you. So I come to the reception and I see this person. He's got a file in his hand and he's very well dressed. I said, I thought maybe he just wants to click a picture or something like that. So I said, yeah, hi, how can I help you? And he said, madam, I need a job. So I was like, I said, I don't know how I'm going to help you with that because I don't have a job for you. He said, no, I'm sure you guys can help me up. And Maya, I know you will do it. I said, I really don't have any idea how I'm going to help you. But then, I'll try my best. And then I took his CV. He had a CV ready. I took it and I kept it with me. And I asked him what he was doing. So he was a driver, been here for 10 years. He had 10 years of UAE experience. So I said, that's incredible because then you should definitely get a job. Let's see if something comes up, I'll get in touch with you. You'll not believe it, Keerthana. It was such a coincidence. Maybe that's why I'm a person who always believes in destiny.
Yes.
The very next day, one of my friends, he works in RTA. He calls me up and he says, we have a walk-in interview. We want somebody in the driver position.
Oh, okay.
I was like, no way. This is incredible.
Yeah.
So I call up this person. I tell him, okay, there is a vacancy. and you can call this person directly. So I told him, see, you look at his proficiency. I just got the CV. I don't know how proficient he is. You guys need to decide that. But then if he's good, you go ahead and hire him. It would be great.
Yeah.
And he got the job.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and he got the job. So after that, he came with his wife, his daughter, and everyone, and it was such a beautiful moment to see them all together.
Yes.
So I think that is one incredible moment of my career.
Yes.
So
how do you prepare for your shows? Do you have any sort of tactics or strategies that you use?
I wouldn't say there are strategies as such, but one thing I always keep in mind is I make sure that I'm very genuine when I do my show. Like, I'm genuine with my emotions. Like, and it's, as I told you, it's a very personal medium. So it is important that your listeners connect with you on a personal level. So you keep it very personal. Like, I go on air and I talk about my cats.
Yeah.
I go on air and talk about what I did on the weekends.
Okay.
I go on air and talk about how I feel.
Yes.
Like, there are instances when you don't feel that energy. You have one of those Monday blues or whatever blues you call it. So I actually say that on air. And probably, like me, there'll be a lot of people out there who are feeling very lazy and not, they're kind of feeling very blah.
Yeah.
So they're like, you know what, I'm also feeling the same.
So it's a way to connect.
Yes, it is a way to connect, because not every day you wake up feeling fresh and high energy, right? So there are instances when you feel very energetic, you feel very positive. So that is how I resonate with them. So ultimately the strategy is to keep it very simple and very personal.
Okay.
So that's it.
Yes. So what do you enjoy the most about being an archer? That one thing that you love about being an archer?
The very fact that it is a very personal medium, again. Because I am a people's person. I love being with people. I connect with people. Maybe that is why I also chose psychology as my, for my graduation and post-graduation. And it is a stream which I thought I would probably go in as a career. Yeah. But then, I got into a field which again has a huge connect with people. So I think the very fact that the job is fun, yet it pays me well.
Okay.
And, and it also gives you a sense of pride in the fact that every day about 1 million people listen to my voice. It's a job which has a lot of power, yet it is a job which has a very personal connect to people.
Yes.
So it's a people's profession.
Okay. So what steps do you constantly take to improve your skills as an archer?
Yeah, that's actually a very valid question. See, because to remain relevant for 20 years is not easy.
Yes, definitely.
So I think even to this day, we connect with a very wide audience. Like our audience, like you are one of our audience,
yes.
And your parents are one of our audience as well. So there's a huge, huge category of people who are listening to us, and they all connect with us.
Okay.
The key to it is to stay updated. See, because today's children, when they talk about a Snapchat, when they talk about a TikTok, I better know about it.
Yes.
And today you're talking about a chat GPT. I better know about it. Otherwise, you will never connect with me. So I should be talking about things that is relevant for you as well. I should be saying things that make sense to you as well. So therefore it is important that I stay updated. So staying updated is very important. So that's exactly what we do. So probably that is one of the reasons why you see us on threads, on reels, on TikTok, everywhere, because we want to know what is it. Tomorrow when you come and talk to me, I shouldn't be like, what is she talking about? Because that would really be a put off for you.
Yes.
So I think staying updated is very important. And as I told you, giving people what they want, to know your customers.
Yes.
That is very important.
Yes.
What do your customers want? In terms of radio content, in terms of radio content and contests, games, then news, all of that. So what is it that your customer wants?
Okay.
That is very important for you to know.
Yes.
So those are the things that will take you that extra mile. Maybe I've been here for 20 years because we have always made sure we do that.
Yes, so I am somebody who's really passionate about being an RJ. So what tips would you give to me to improve on?
See, I've heard a lot of people, like in this 20 years, I've actually come across a lot of people who say, I talk a lot. So I think I will be a good RJ. That's the biggest misconception.
Yes.
That you talk a lot does not make you a good RJ.
Yes.
You talk with clarity. You talk with, you put in your words precisely in the way you want your audience to understand.
Yes.
Is the most important thing.
Yes.
So your clarity of speech, clarity of thoughts, and to say your matter in a limited frame of time. That is the most important thing.
Yes.
You don't have too much time on radio, although you might hear us for a long duration. We call our talk links. Okay, we every time we come on air, it's called a talk link.
Okay.
So that's our lingo. So your talk link cannot go beyond, say if it's a single job, it usually cannot go beyond 1.5 minutes.
Okay.
That's your cutoff point. Like unless and until you have an interview happening, you have a caller happening,
Yes.
Or if it is like a very serious topic, like or something very funny that you're talking, and you know that your audience will stay hooked onto you, you cannot take it beyond 1.5 minutes.
Okay.
So 30 seconds is what the cutoff was initially when we started off.
Okay.
30 seconds to 1 minute was the max we could go. So we were trained to do that.
Yes.
So I think that is very important.
Okay.
So I think for everybody, dreaming of becoming an RJ, the first thing that you need to practice on is clarity of speech.
Yes.
Because your audience are not getting to see you.
Okay.
Of course, we have Facebook Lives and all of that, but not every time do we go live.
Yes.
It's predominantly your voice that they hear.
Yes.
So through your voice, they need to connect with you.
Yes.
For that, you need clarity of speech and clarity of thought.
Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the tips. So, what are some misconceptions about being an RJ that you would like to discuss?
Yeah, that's what I just told you. It's basically
like, as you're an RJ, so what are some misconceptions that you would like to tell the people? A few misconceptions of the people.
One is just because you talk, you don't get to be a good RJ. Also, we've had experiences where you see people doing a fantastic job on stage. So they're essentially an entertainer. But when they come on radio, they fell flat.
Okay.
There have been cases where they have completely fallen flat because, again, as I told you, the most important thing is it is not about how quick-witted you are. It is not about how much you talk. It is always about how well you communicate your thoughts with the people. Your audience is only hearing you. So when they are on the road, when they are in their kitchen, when they are in their office, they must connect with you on a very personal front. They must connect with you on a very personal level so that they feel that there is a friend sitting beside them and talking to them. And that is one very important thing that you need to remember. People always miss that point. So the personal connect is an important thing. And also the misconception that a lot of people have is, oh, this is an easy job.
Yeah.
It's an easy job. What do? You just go there, talk and come.
Yes.
Like, it is not an easy job. Actually, doing a 3-hour
organizing your thoughts and expressing it as
and doing a 3 or 4 hour show actually exhausts you.
Yes.
Even my parents have actually commented, "Oh, your job is so easy," because my sister is a scientist. So according to them, that is a more strenuous and a more So they're like, "Oh, that is a difficult job. Yours is an easy job. What do? You just go there and talk." Which is not. It is actually physically and mentally exhausting because all of those 3-4 hours you are at your peak of concentration. You have to know what you're talking, you have to phrase your words, you have to frame your sentences. So it's an exhausting job. 4 hours of on air is very exhausting. And people think it's also all fun. It's not all fun. The biggest concept that people have is that, oh, your job is so fun.
Yeah.
You get to see the...
that was my question. Like, what is something which everyone says is a misconception?
Yes. So it's everybody thinks it's just fun. It's not always fun.
Yes.
See, because there have been instances when we are personally not in a good frame of mind, when probably you're having a bad day.
Yeah.
But then your duty calls you to be on stage.
Yes.
bringing in so much of energy to the crowd, bringing in happiness to the crowd. You're hosting a show with probably the biggest stars coming on stage. You cannot be down. You have to bring in that energy. You have to bring in that positivity, no matter how bad or how how low you're feeling. You got to be there.
Yes, yes.
So to show up to work in the best possible way is not always easy.
Yes.
So everybody thinks you get to see movies, get to go for shows, but there are times when we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But we don't have a choice. You have to go for it. So that's also something, But then we try to make it as easy and as fun as possible. That's what you guys get to see.
Definitely, and it's really amazing. We love your show. We enjoy it a lot.
Thank you.
So, as humans, we all come across pride, nervousness. So,
Yes.
how do you handle your nervousness? Do you ever feel nervous when coming on live?
Oh, yes. Even after 20 years. 20 years.
Oh,
And I
okay.
still haven't gotten over it. Every time, I wouldn't say every time I go on it, I'm scared. But there are instances when, you have these big stars coming in
Yes,
and
yes.
I'm like, I don't know what to ask them. I'm scared.
Okay.
So, but then the biggest challenge is to face your fear.
Yes,
And you got to
definitely.
face it.
Yes.
So you can only get over a fear by facing it. So you face it.
So, what are some challenges you face as an RJ, and how do you overcome them?
One of the biggest challenges, I would say, sometimes it eats up our weekend as well. You don't get a weekend,
Yeah.
so we have our family as well. We have our me time as well. So, but then that's the price you pay, because this is a demanding job, and you've got to do it. And then sometimes what happens is we don't have a producer. The back end and the forefront both are handled by us.
Yes.
We don't have a producer who handles our scripts or anything. We do everything on our own. So that can get a little overwhelming at times, because you're doing your on air, then there is on ground, then there is off air work. So all of that together can be a little exhausting.
Yeah.
Most of the time people don't see the other aspects of it. They only see the fun aspect of it. But the other aspect is exhausting as well. So I think that is one of the challenges, I would say.
So, is there any specific radio personality that has inspired you the most too?
See, when 20 years back when we began, there was no radio to follow.
Okay.
We have been the pioneers. We set the path for radio.
Yes.
So I don't think I have a radio personality whom I admire. But then, of course, I would say like people like Oprah Winfrey has inspired me. She's a television personality.
Yes.
So today we all know the word influencer. I would say she was the real first influencer that we all knew, because she could influence a lot of people back then. So I think people like her has always, if you were to look at that, I have a lot of people whom I really look up to. But then radio personalities, I don't think I have any.
You don't. Okay, so that was the end of our interview. Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking your time out of your busy schedule.
Thank you
and
so
thank you so
much.
much for giving me the opportunity to interact with you.
Thank you.
And I hope all of you understand ma'am's routine. The routine as an RJ, it's definitely not an easy task to be going every day running behind your work. So thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Keerthana. It was beautifully framed, and all the very best
Thank
to
you
you.
so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.